Hello there. So today I wanted to guide you through how to start contributing to Cherry. And I picked a very simple task. This task, what I wanted to do is to be able to. So let me show you first the cherry.js file. This is the config file. So I wanted to be able to, inside the include pattern, this is something we can use today to get like Ruby files. So if you specify something like this, Ruby files equals this pattern, and you could say JavaScript files is equals to that, or better TypeScript, because this project's using mainly TypeScript. So if you do this, and I only specify Ruby files, and I run the cherry command with the metric to do, then we should, I guess, find 3 files. And it's a little bit long because we're running Rubocop, NESLint, and lines of code, but we didn't need all of those. So I'm just gonna need, yeah, so I'm just gonna skip the plugins and run it again. So we have 5 files that contain this pattern. If we replace this with TypeScript files, we're gonna see that we have 1 file. And so I wanted to be able to do something like that. Yeah, exactly. TypeScript and Ruby files, but it doesn't work. Of course, I could do it otherwise. I could specify something like this and make the include look like that, which works. So it makes it. But for this specific case, it's simple to adapt. But if the patterns were a lot more complicated, it would get painful. It's much better if you can just spread the array and compose with it. So this is what we're gonna implement together today. So let's get started now. I don't know actually how to do, but we're gonna learn it together. So we want this to work, but we also want the include pattern to work as previously. So I'm gonna test that later. Right now I'm just gonna roll back here. So Ruby files are gonna be RB files, TypeScript files are gonna be TS, and this should work. We're gonna make sure that it breaks, cool. And now I'm gonna show you where the files are. So CLI is inside the root of the project. This is a folder where everything concerning the CLI lives. And inside CLI you have source and the cherry file that should be here, and I can't find. Let me find it here. Yeah, CLI bin, sorry. So in bin we have cherry, and inside cherry we have the run command. That's the command that we're running here. So here we can see that at some point we get the files, then we find occurrences, we pass the files to it. If we follow find occurrences, we have files here being used to match patterns. Match patterns then are doing this, find file occurrences, which takes a file, and based on a pattern, then it decides if it needs to be included or excluded. So include and exclude both take the match pattern, which is cool. So we're gonna be able to make include and exclude work with arrays both at once. So this is the method that we want to modify. Let me just get in here and maybe log the pattern. So we're gonna see that here yeah, see, it doesn't work. It doesn't work, and that's because pattern, what happens? That's just not what we're expecting. We're passing an array, so what we want here is to have a support for a string, but we also want to have an array. I'm not sure I like this pattern, like of pattern or patterns. Anyways, it will be much clearer when I do. Yeah, that's good. So if this is an array, then it stays as is. Otherwise, we convert it into an array because it's a string. I'm assuming it's a string. Oh my God, I love it. Match pattern once. Does it even exist? No. So yeah, if pattern sum and I think we can do pretty much what we have here. So we're gonna return if one of these patterns match, this should be fine. So I'm gonna run it again and it doesn't work. Why is that? Let's console log pattern and see what's happening here. Okay, this is not cool. This is not what we want. I think the problem is coming from here. Yeah, of course, because this is not an array. This is not an array. Maybe we could do just this and TypeScript files and Ruby files, and that should work. That works, and that's it. That's it. So we're gonna remove the console log and and uh, and let's commit and push and deploy. We can make it together. So there are no tests. I can try to, yeah, I can try to make another video for test. If you're interested in how to test the CLI, I don't know how to do that, but we're gonna learn together. Just drop a comment here. I'm gonna try to do that. For now, I think I'm just gonna commit it as is, and I'm gonna bump the version of the CLI and publish it. Just gonna maybe try something like include JS and also, yeah, TS. And so this should return 6. I'm gonna comment this again. This should return 6. Yes, and then if I exclude, it should remove, let's say, TS. It should remove 1. Yes, and if I leave it as a string, this should also work because we made it pattern or patterns. That's exactly what we want. So cool. This I'm gonna ignore, and this is what I'm gonna commit. So allow arrays to be passed as include or exclude props. Pass to include or exclude props. I'm gonna commit to master. Who cares? And npm run bump prefix CLI. This is gonna run the script to automatically bump and publish a new version. That's cool. And everything's done. I should receive an email. npm new version published 1092, and we're good. That's it. If you have any questions, just drop a message below or write me on Twitter, and I'm gonna try to record something else for you. Cool. See you.